Playtime is over. Now you are a champion. God is my witness. Imperfect perfection. Living my mission and winning. See, we are influencers. We have fear but don't stop. I have the confidence to rise to the top. We are standing bolder, shoulder to shoulder. Playtime is over. Playtime is over. All I need is inside of me. I am enough and now I see, yeah, I will reach my destiny, yeah. I don't need your permission, yes, I'm on a mission, I'll win. Oh, oh, oh yeah. Oh, yeah. Now listen, I want y'all to repeat after me, okay? Because we're going to make some declarations in here today. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. I'm building my legacy for the whole world to see. You say, I'm building my legacy for the whole world to see. Say, I'm building my legacy for the whole world to see me. Say, oh, say I'm building my legacy for the whole world to see. You say, we are standing bolder, we're shoulder to shoulder. We are standing bolder, we're shoulder to shoulder. We are standing bolder, shoulder to shoulder. Playtime is over. Playtime is over. Hey, yeah.
That's not me, Cam. You know you think
Yes,
that, right?
yeah. Nope.
Hey, everybody.
Cheryl
Welcome,
Wood.
welcome, welcome. I'm Cheryl Wood, the host of Impact the World Radio. And, man, I see myself real close. So I'm normally looking at myself, but I'm like, good God, that's really, really, really. Are we normally that close, Mr. Ron? Yes, there we go. That make me feel better. I can see my pimples. I can see my pores. I can see everything. That was real close. So some people are telling me I look cute with my little Kango. Thank you to my husband. Thank you, hubby, because it was one of them type of hair days. But guys, I'm so excited to be here. I have 3 phenomenal guests. I was spazzing out just a couple minutes ago because there is a huge, massive backup on Branch Avenue. Normally it takes me like 15 minutes to get here. So I was spazzing out. So I'm like, woosah, calm down,
You
Cheryl.
got this,
I got this. I'm here. Thank you, Lord,
Yes.
for getting me here and getting me here safe. So before I jump into the show and introduce our very first guest, first I want to thank some phenomenal people who always support this show. Tammy Turner, who wrote, produced, and sang. I mean, she sang that song right there that y'all hear
yes,
every
indeed.
week. And she wrote that and produced it for my conference that I did a couple years ago. And the words, you got to listen to the words. Women and men standing shoulder to shoulder,
Right.
encouraging each other to play bolder and bigger. Like, the words are so powerful. Somebody's not watching the show because they calling me. But
Any call you get.
and they still calling me. Stop calling me. So we got to thank Tammy Turner. Thank you so much for that song that we have adopted as our anthem here on Impact the World Radio. And then I also have to thank our platinum sponsor partner. I like to call her a partner, not so much a sponsor, but she is a sponsor. And her name is Ladrine Peterson of
Nice.
Do It Delivers. Do-it-delivers.com. She has been a supporter and partner of the show since day one, since we first started, and she is still with us. And then, of course, I got to shout out my amazing Facebook family who always joins us here. We see you, Vanessa Canterbury, Sheena Moten, Nika, Amanda Smith. Hey, James Jones, Lillian Joel. How are you? I'm cute. Thank you, girl. Sheena, we see you. Roz, we see you. Tammy Turner is here. Welcome. Don is here. Let's see who else. Oh, yes. Hello, Queen. Hey, Queen, back to you. Marianne Rivera, thank you for being here. Sharon Parker is watching. Hi,
Uh-oh,
wifey.
hey,
Hey, wifey. Regina Creighton, good morning. Lena Ware, hey, beautiful. Back to you. and Tanara Drummond-Smith. Thank you guys so much for being here. Please take a moment and just share this out with your tribe so that they can get all the juiciness that we are sharing today. So let's jump in, because I don't want to waste no more time talking to this amazing, handsome, just dapper brother next to me. You know, he all suited up. We've been knowing each other for a minute.
Yes,
we got to talk about that in a minute.
Yes, we have.
His name, if you don't know him, if you've been living under a rock somewhere, is Sir Charles Carey. Yes. He has been a renaissance man of sorts, from music to film to reality shows and the creative arts, to now becoming a voice for the voiceless. He is a professional speaker, trainer, and 6-time author. You better write them books.
Hey.
6-time author, including being an Amazon best-selling author. He is presented to fortune companies, government agencies, and he's just a giver and a server. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. I'm so glad to be here.
You know, it's always a thrill and just exciting to sit next to you.
You know, you go on the road and you see someone, a kindred spirit, and like we met in, I think it was Delaware.
Yep.
And, you know, we were both keynoting at different times for this organization. And then you see each other go in there, come in, and you are blazing.
Come on.
So I'm trying to get some of that fire. But it's still all good. It's always good to see you.
But and you know what it is? It's good to see people who are sticking with it.
Yeah.
And who have longevity, because we see a lot of people come and go.
Absolutely.
And it's so sad when you see people stop fighting for their own dream.
Yeah, and I understand. I mean, I think we're living in a time that there's tremendous pain, but people don't know how to process it. They're not sure what to do. Should they keep going? Should they not keep going? They're listening to the naysayers. Then they got the pressure over here and over there.
Yeah.
And they just fizzle. And I understand, but you got to keep fighting.
And if we talk about fighting, you, of all people, know what fighting really is about. If you would just share with us and the audience really quickly your story and how you turned that into something that would be powerful for other people.
Honestly, back in 2000, I was mentoring, and I had to get a chest x-ray. And the doctor says, "What's this on the x-ray?" And I'm like, "I am not a doctor. I have no idea." And it was a formation in the chest. So I went to see my doctor, come to find out I was diagnosed with cancer. And I'm like, whoa, didn't know what to do. One thing led to another. Finally got a chance to see the doctor. This is the really abbreviated version. Got to see the doctor. They said, it's cancer. We don't know what kind. I said, I don't believe you. Got a second opinion. They asked me a ton of questions, got the answers. And when it was all said and done, honestly, I just said to myself, okay, you're not afraid. Why are you not afraid? Is something wrong with you? But I wasn't, and I moved forward. I asked God to let me know what to do. He did tell me what to do. I went and got the treatment, but it came back. Came back 8 years later, more aggressively. And now see, I'm a former substance abuser. All right, if you want to get raw, I was a drug addict. You only need that much stress to throw you back into the game. But I didn't. I stayed the course. Talk about fighting, I stayed the course. So the second time around, I'm looking at it like, wow, God must have me here for a reason. So regardless of celebrity and popularity, it's about staying the course to fulfill your mission. Everyone's mission is not going to be the same. And you know this. We may be in the same industry, but we're going to blaze different. And it's all good. So as Cheryl tells you, if you listen to any of her webinars, any of her late night pop-up seminars and sessions, she's going to tell you, you got to be in this for real, for you. Don't worry about what they're doing. You know, doesn't matter if there's superstars all around you. You are the superstar for your family, for your hood. Be that.
I love it. I love it. I mean, you really do. We gotta bring you back and do like a whole segment or half a segment on you to share like the deep dive into your story and your truth, because just that overview like gave me chill bumps. I'm sure you guys feel the same way who are watching, and as well as watching through voxwave.com. And it's just proof that you can press through anything that you so choose. Now, I know that you've turned this story. You hear me say it all the time, and so do my followers, that your story is about you, but it ain't for you.
Exactly.
Meaning it really is intended. The lessons that you learn and the experiences that you gain are intended to help serve someone else. So you turned it into your story into a book, and a book series at that.
Look, the first time around, because Dr. Jolly was my mentor, my initial mentor that I hung with him.
Shouting out Dr. Willie Jolly.
Dr. Willie Jolly. I hung with him hook and crook, and he saw me at this conference. He was speaking, and I had no hair. He says, "You didn't change your whole look." He said, "Look, you out there singing, you doing movies, you doing poetry. You need to tell your story." So I wrote my second book, Courage Facing Mortality, became an Amazon bestseller. And I said, okay, I'm feeling this. And then from there, I met his other mentee, Del Toro Manil. Shout out to Del.
Del, that's my boy. boy down.
He said, "You want to be on this reality show?" I says, "Yeah." He said, "You got to write a book." I says, "I got a book." He says, "No, I don't care. You've got to write a book." So I had to write another book, and that became my best-selling book, Radiate the Brain and Change the Game.
I love it.
Got on the reality show, blah, 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 blah. One thing led to another, and so now we have a series, the Radiate the Brain and Change the Game series, aligned by design, and the one that you endorsed for me after the diagnosis.
Yes.
This is for cancer survivors and their families. What do you do after you've been diagnosed with cancer?
Can I hold that up to the people on Facebook?
Yeah,
Come on, y'all. Y'all need to go and get this. Where can they get the book? Let's
They
just
can
tell
get a
them
book
right now.
directly from the site, SirCharlesCarryInc.com/shopping. SirCharlesCarryInc.com/shopping.
I'm sure y'all know some people that need to get their hands on this book.
Yeah.
You might need it yourself. You might have a friend, a relative, somebody who needs this. So go ahead. I'm sorry.
That's
Continue.
for you.
Thank you.
That's your signed copy.
And there go my name on the back. I'm just saying.
What did
I love
Cheryl
being a part
say?
of greatness.
Cheryl said, "Radiate the brain and change the game after the diagnosis will touch you at your core." And if you want the book, you got to read the rest of it. Get the book so you can read the rest of it. She said
That's
a
right.
lot of
Don't
good
tell
stuff.
him. Don't give it all to him.
She said a lot of good stuff.
I love it. I love it. That's fantastic. And so with the work that you're doing, what do you hope ultimately is, because I think we both are big proponents of legacy, legacy creation. What is my fingerprint going to be after I'm long gone? Right. The thing that outlives my physical body. So what do you want your legacy to be and look like? What do you want to say about you as a person, even when you're long gone?
I would like people to think of me and think of what I do and say, you know what, because of him, he helped me to know that I can fulfill my dream. He let me know that it was still in me. I still had what it takes to become fill in the blank. Whatever it is for you. You know, because so many of us, again, give up on ourselves, give up on our dreams, and we don't realize the people next door are watching you. The people in the pew over there are watching you. The people in the cubicle are watching you. The people across the street are watching you. And because of you, that great thing that you do, they will become confident enough to do something great also, and their people will begin to watch them. And that's not to be taken lightly. There is a responsibility on all of us. I find it really a heavy responsibility, not a burden, but a responsibility to come through and to come through true.
Yeah. And so don't, you know, I would add to that, I love that, I think that's so powerful, and I would just add to that, so many people diminish the power of one. Like the power of what they can individually contribute to the world and to other people's lives just because, oh, it's just little old me. Well, it's not just little old you. Little old you, you have experiences, you have expertise, you have value, you have lessons that you learn, and you learn more the lessons from the failures than you do from the successes and the challenges that you go through. I tell people all the time, success strokes my ego, but failures teach me how to do it right the next time. So I embrace the failures, that when I fall flat on my face, I be like, ooh, I ain't gonna do it that way no more. Like it's a beautiful thing to keep learning and growing and keep pressing through the challenges that you face along the way. Tell people how they can get in touch with you. Tell them again how they can get the book. And is there anything that you're working on? I hear that you're working on a social media talk show. Tell them about all the goodness.
Let me just show you real quick. I got a social media talk show. This is going to be crazy. Change the Brain, Conversations Without Limitations. This show just got picked up, and I didn't see it coming. We're going to be on Roku and Amazon TV. This is the first. You're hearing it here first, an exclusive.
It's
We're
an
going to be
exclusive,
picked up.
y'all. You got to come to Impact the World to get exclusives.
I'm telling you, it's going to be picked up by the Empowerment TV network. We're going to be on Roku and Amazon Fire TV. So the Facebook exclusivity has ceased, but we're still going to fill that page with some really, really special things. I don't know exactly what yet. The programming is in the making in some cases, but we're excited about it. Again, it's called Change the Brain, Conversations Without Limitations. And there are experts from different fields talking about blended family, vision, mindset, history, the generation gap, and all of these people know what they're talking about because these are issues that some of us have each and every day. Also, March 23rd, if you ever wanted to learn how to be a public speaker, be more comfortable, more confident, you want to be able to come to this workshop. Tell your story, live your story, be your story. You want to be there. We're going to feed you. It's a full-day boot camp. We're going to teach you about the nuances of public speaking and what it takes to write your book. That's not all. Wait, there's more. I have been graciously nominated to be the Man of the Year for the Leukemia and Lymphoma
Come
Society.
on now. Come on. Yes.
Look,
yes, Sir Charles.
Didn't see it coming, didn't plan
That's
on it, didn't
awesome.
ask for it, but I built a team. We got a team in place. So starting March 21st, you will start to see and hear people from my team asking you about raising awareness as it relates to blood cancers. We got Sharon Parker, of course, Dr. and Mrs. Mangum. We've got Bishop David Sabatino. We got my publicist even in the game, Reba Barnes. We've got my daughter in New York, Cheryl, with the fitness crew. So we are really trying to make some noise and, you know, just change people's awareness. Change your mind. As I say, you got to radiate the brain, then change the game. If you don't radiate the brain, change your thinking, you will never change the outcome of what you can get or who you can become.
Absolutely. I mean, you are just such a bright light. You know
thank
how we
You know how we roll.
We go back. We've been in this thing together.
For
We
a
watch
minute
each
and a
other.
half.
Yeah, a minute and a half. We have watched each other just continue to soar
Yes,
and continue to touch the world with our own unique gifts. Keep up the great work.
Thank you.
I adore you, brother.
Thank you so much.
I adore your story. I adore how you just kept getting back up in life.
Yeah.
Every time it knocked you down, you just refused to stay down. And that, guys, take a lesson from that. I mean, people are
Yes.
loving you. Roz says, yes, change the mind.
Yes.
Hey, Carol Jimenez, I see you. Yes, I will see you in Connecticut next weekend. Sheena says, wow, awesome. Tanera says, congratulations. Sheena says, wait, and there's more greatness.
And there's more greatness.
They're talking about the March 23rd event.
Yes, please.
They're posting your website, sircharlescarryinc.com. Everybody's saying, glory be to God.
Yes,
don't
I am
diminish it.
grateful.
Yes.
Trust
So they
me.
are just loving you. Thank you for stopping by.
If you want to come to this, go to thewordsmithspeakersalliance.com.
That's a whole lot, but y'all, somebody type that.
Yes, please.
Say it again. Say it one more time.
thewordsmithspeakersalliance.com.
There you have it. So make sure that you stay connected. Tell them one more time how they can reach you through social media.
Through social media, everything is /Sir Charles Carey. LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, everything is Sir Charles Carey.
And if you forget, Google him because
Yeah,
he's Googlelicious, right?
I'm Googlelicious.
He's Googlelicious. Thank you for stopping by. We're going to
Thank
take a
you.
quick break and we're going to be back with our very next guest. Don't go anywhere.
We have powerful words, we have powerful minds. We use our voices and freedom takes flight. And we're ready to work, we're ready to win. We have a strategy and now we can begin. We are standing bolder, shoulder to shoulder. Playtime is over. Playtime is over. Now you are a champion. God is my witness. Imperfect perfection. Living my mission and winning. See, we are influencers. We have fear but don't stop. I have the confidence to rise to the top. We are standing bolder, shoulder to shoulder. Playtime is over. Playtime is over. All I need is inside of me. I am enough and now I see. Yeah, I will reach my destiny. Yeah, I don't need your permission. Yes, I'm on a mission. I'll win.
Welcome to Help You Out. Thanks for being here, guys. Can you share this? Hey, and we are back. We had some good, juicy conversation in the studio. It's lively, it's energetic, and we're absolutely loving it. So my next guest has me just cheesing from ear to ear. She has been a person who I've had the privilege of working with as a client, and now I just see her soaring and taking off in her own unique lane of brilliance. And so if you don't know her, as someone just said, they call her Miss Nina B. Her name is Nina B. Abdul Wakil. She is a 20-plus year IT corporate leader, speaker, author, and coach. She's the founder of Walk Boldly LLC, a company focused on professional development, coaching, and training. A pivot point for her was when the movie Hidden Figures came out in 2016. She realized she was a hidden figure. That's so powerful. She decided to stop being invisible and to bring her own spotlight. Today, she's focused on helping others to do the same and specializes in helping leaders to leverage LinkedIn for visibility, credibility, and influence. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much.
You look beautiful. The energy is just like coming out of your pores.
It's like bubbling right here.
I'm so excited to have you here because I have watched you make some shifts and changes, and I literally have watched you come, as I like to say, come out of hiding and into the light. So talk about that process of how you figured out really the core of who you are, what you should be doing, and how you made the decision to come and be visible.
Well, first of all, thank you for having me on the show.
Absolutely.
And, you have been one of the people who have poured into my life that's helped me make that shift. I identified with that movie Hidden Figures because I'm an IT professional. When I was like 13, I came across computers and I was like, that's my life, that's my life. And so I moved into that space. And like that movie, many of us, women of color who were in that space and have been in that space, are often overlooked. They value our contribution, but we get no spotlight. And I lived my life that way, and I assumed that's the way it was going to be. And I started realizing that I had so much to offer, and I realized there were more people like me. And once I made that decision, I started shifting, just saying, I have greatness in me. I want to share it.
Yes.
And I have a lot of technical experience and knowledge that I also want to share. And so when you start to go into this entrepreneurial vein, you kind of start to find your way until you click in to your spot.
Yes.
And your spot may change over time, but you click in, and LinkedIn has been what I have clicked into. And mainly by demand. People have asked me for that help.
Absolutely. But I love that. I think a big part of that is that you did one core thing. You got started.
Yes.
Like, even without all the answers, even without a full blueprint to tell you exactly what to do and when to do it and how to do it, a lot of figuring it out is being in movement and being in motion so that you can figure out, where do I click?
Yes.
What is the greatness that I have? And like you said, it might change, but you only know, you can only change something that you start. Right? You can't change something that you never start. So I think that is power in just saying yes to getting started even without all the answers. So let's talk about LinkedIn. Because LinkedIn it's like the hotness in social media, right? One platform.
Hot and popping. So
tell me, first of all, who mostly do you find on LinkedIn? Because I think each social media platform has its, base of people. Right. There's Facebook, there's Instagram, and there's LinkedIn. Those are the primary places I play. And then, of course, there's Twitter. But for LinkedIn, who mostly is on that platform, and who should be on that platform leveraging it? And then if you can share with us maybe a couple of valuable takeaways of how do you leverage it?
Right. So great questions. So let me start with who should be on LinkedIn. I personally think just about everybody should be on it. But it's what face do you put on LinkedIn? I often refer to people as diamonds. You are multifaceted. Everybody doesn't see every side all the time. So LinkedIn is a professional platform. So you hanging out at the poolside, in your bikini is not what you want to put on LinkedIn, okay? Pictures of you in your office stressed out for the corporate world is what you do want to put on LinkedIn. So it is a business professional platform for you to showcase what you can do, what you offer from a business services perspective. What you'll also start seeing is even some of the high-end businesses are changing their social media strategy on LinkedIn. You'll start seeing them post more individual people who work for the company because it's going to be more of a human-to-human interaction, not just business-to-business, but it's still a professional platform.
I love that.
So if you want to know what to post and if you're like in this lane, whatever your level of expertise is, find information that you can share with that community. Put value-added content. There's always a room for motivational quotes, but truly people are coming to LinkedIn to find information that they can use to up-level their knowledge in their lane. So if you're in their lane, then you want to put value-added information on the platform.
Yeah, I love that. And I think it is a combination. It's a combination of business and professional. So I used to think that LinkedIn was only the corporate space. That's what I used to think. And then I did start putting posts. So my posts are always professional, meaning I'm not at the pool side for sure. But even certain things that I post on Facebook, if I take that same post and transfer it over to LinkedIn, there's certain words I will remove that I feel are not as appropriate on the LinkedIn platform because it doesn't stick to kind of business professional. However, I also do believe that the human side is key. Like, my LinkedIn engagement has skyrocketed.
You're hot.
But it's because I focus on bringing me into the equation, but I do add the value as well. But I do it from a human perspective. So I consider that heart-to-heart connection versus head-to-head connection. So the head-to-head is a part of it, but there's always the heart that pulls in that gets people really, really excited. What are the things that you see people do outside of the posting the bikinis? I have seen that once or twice. I'm like, this is not the platform for that. But what else do you see? Well, let me ask this question, and I'll come back to that one. How do you engage on LinkedIn? Meaning, how do you take it beyond a like, just like any other platform? How do you take it beyond a like or beyond someone inboxing you and saying you're great? How do you turn that into, would you recommend, into a relationship that you're starting to nurture?
So you said the key word, a relationship. So like any of the platforms, you want to start using LinkedIn as a starting gate to build relationships with people. You ultimately want to take it off the platform because that's the value really there in the relationship, where you build equity in the relationship. So don't be afraid to offer a consultation call, a 15-minute, let's have a conversation to see how we can collaborate. Let me know a little bit more about what I see, more than what I see online. Everybody is looking to do that. 15 minutes of your time can yield you so much more in the future. So be willing to make that time investment. If somebody likes your post, it's okay if they're not a part of your community to reach out and say, hey, I saw you liked my post. Thank you for connecting. Can we connect? People are looking to grow their network, but they want it to be authentic. They don't just connect with me to sell something to me.
Oh my God.
Connect with me.
You took the words out of my mouth. If one more person sends me a note on LinkedIn about picking my brain, no, that costs. That's not free. Or trying to get me into their group, their program, their something. I'm like, you can't just have met me and now you selling to me. Like, do you get that is the biggest turnoff in business, professional, anything? Like, you cannot I just met you and I'm offering you something. Like, you don't even know if I need what you have. And I get that you want people to know what you do, but there has to be a better way.
And 9 times out of 10, if your profile is set up right, I'm going to know what you do.
There you go.
You don't have to tell me.
There you go.
I'm going to check your profile.
There you go.
I'll know what you do. But build the relationship. And if somebody needs help, like what I do more and more now is I have a Facebook group called the LinkedIn Hotspot, and it's open to anybody. That's where you can get free help. I'm posting all kinds of information.
That's good.
Join the group. Most people who are in this lane have free resources that you can access. Just tapping them to get one-on-one, that's high-end value.
Yes.
So that's not the way to approach it.
You better say it, Nina B. She said that's high-end value. That's going to come with an invoice right there. That's what she means. That touch is going to come with an invoice. I love the way you are shining bright because this is your thing. This is your lane. Like IT and all of this stuff is your lane. Computer stuff, techie stuff is not my lane. So I'm going to be making sure I come and join. Is the group for free?
It's
the LinkedIn
free.
Hotspot. I'm
The
coming over to the
LinkedIn
LinkedIn Hotspot. Y'all go over to Facebook and get the free resources. Don't be trying to call Nina B trying to get a one-on-one for free because it's not going down like that. So I hear that you have the LinkedIn Speakers Content Challenge. Tell us more about that.
So a lot of people in my community are speakers or authors or coaches, which is great. And they're, hesitant about LinkedIn. They know they need to be on it. Everybody says, I have a profile, haven't been on it for years. What do I need to do? And how do I use LinkedIn to get booked? How do I get booked as a speaker? Well, there's some fundamental types of content you want to be putting out on the platform so people can identify you based on your lane. So I have opened up a challenge. It's a 5-day challenge. It's for free. Okay.
You know, people love to hear free.
And you can sign up for the challenge, and you can find it at bit.ly/LinkedIn. Oh, my bad. bit.ly speakers with an S, LinkedIn content. So it's for speakers, but it's really for anybody. What kind of content do I need to be putting out there? So let me say that again. It's bit.ly/speakers LinkedIn content.
With no spaces after,
no
right?
No spaces.
So
all
someone
together,
can type that in. Sheena, you are our secretary for the day. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. So bit.ly/speakers LinkedIn content. Bit.ly/speakers LinkedIn content. If somebody could type that in, I would definitely encourage you to go over and take the 5-day challenge and just see what Miss Nina B has going on.
And I'm going to tell you, if you sign up for the challenge and you engage with the challenge, you will have content that you will be able to post every day during the challenge.
All right, I love it. That's the key. Like you gotta show up and then you have to be engaged. You can't just sign up for the thing and think that it's going to work for you. You absolutely have to show up. You guys will hear me say all the time, show up, speak up, and follow up. Those are really the 3 key parts of any success in anything that you participate in. You got to show up, you got to speak up, engage. The speak up will be engaging, and then you also have to follow up. And then I understand that you also have a LinkedIn e-course.
Yes, Jumpstart Your LinkedIn. If you are totally I have no idea what I should be doing on LinkedIn.
I'm clueless.
But I'm eager, and I want to make it happen. I have an e-course called Jumpstart Your LinkedIn, and that's also bit.ly Jumpstart Your LinkedIn, all together. And you can go there. It's a nominal price. You walk yourself through. I am a great trainer. I'm saying it for myself.
Come on now.
But, it's no judgment, and I simply walk you through step by step. You can hit the replay. There's worksheets there for you as well. Very simple. But it's to establish your profile on LinkedIn. Mm-hmm. Because I'm going to tell you, people check you out before they connect with you.
Absolutely they do. Absolutely.
So if you get checked out and you're not ready, they're not going to come back. Mm-hmm. So be ready.
Come on now. You got to be ready so you ain't got to get ready. Y'all know that, right? Sharon Parker said joined. Carol Jimenez says join. Thank you, Lillian, for posting that in the feed. Here's the second one for those who want the LinkedIn course. That is an investment, but it's a very nominal investment. bit.ly/Jumpstart Your LinkedIn. So somebody could type that as well. That would be fantastic. bit.ly/Jumpstart Your LinkedIn. So in closing, clearly they need to be connected to you if they want to increase their presence and their engagement on LinkedIn, and they want to leverage it and make it work for them. But in closing, what would be your closing words to anybody who is thinking about it or who has the profile but don't even know their login or haven't used the profile in months? What would you say is the value? And then again, once more, tell them how they can stay connected with you.
So your digital footprint is critical in this space, day and age. Whether you're a speaker or author or coach or a career professional, it doesn't matter, because you want them to find out your greatness by searching for you and be Google-licious. Because LinkedIn is a trusted site. So get your LinkedIn together. As I often say, get your LinkedIn life straight.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And so connect with me, join the group, the LinkedIn Hotspot. You can also find me on social media at Miss Nina B Show, because I'm talking about showing up strong. Miss Nina B Show.
All right, Miss Nina B. I'm liking what I'm seeing. I love that you have come out of hiding and you are fully visible and walking in your unique lane of brilliance. That 20 plus years of IT corporate leader, speaker, author experience, y'all, it's going to work for you. She's going to help make it work for you. For those of you who want to play more in the space of corporate connections through the power of LinkedIn. And I love that. I love that you have niched into a specific area that is your brilliance, right? Because and I'm not saying people can't be multi-talented, but could you master one thing at a time? Like, stop trying to tell me you're brilliant at everything all at once. No, master one, show me how brilliant you are at that, and then I might develop the KLT factor, know, like, and trust, and believe that you're brilliant in some other things. Right. So I love that you are starting off with LinkedIn is you want LinkedIn? This way you need to come. And that's what you want. You want your name to be put in the hat for a specific area of expertise. When you're talking about speaking, you're talking about Cheryl Wood. When you're talking about a woman speaker who wants to develop your story, your signature talk, you want to get on more stages, you want to get highly booked and highly paid, you're talking about Cheryl Wood. I know that. I'm very clear of that. And that doesn't mean there aren't other people who are teaching it. I just know what I do well. Right. So you have to know what you do well and show up powerfully in that space.
So my community has started calling me Queen of LinkedIn.
Come on now. Come on. They ain't calling you. You are it. She's talking about, my community calling me. No, you it. No, you are the queen. And it's okay to own that if you know that's your brilliance and that's the thing you're continuing to grow in. So y'all heard it here. Nina B, a.k.a. the queen of LinkedIn. Make sure you connect with her. We're going to take a quick break, and we're going to be back with our final guest. Guess what we talking about? I know y'all don't run. Don't run now. We talking about them tax laws for all of you business owners so you can know what to do, what not to do, and what you need to be changing for the new year and all of that good stuff. Taking a break. We'll be right back.
We have powerful words. We have powerful minds. We use our voices and freedom takes flight. And we're ready to work. We're ready to win. We have a strategy and now we can begin. We are standing bolder, shoulder to shoulder. Playtime is over. Playtime is over. Now you are a champion. God is my witness. Imperfect perfection. Living my mission and winning. See, we are influencers. We have fear but don't stop. I have the confidence to rise to the top. We are standing bolder, shoulder to shoulder. Playtime is over. Playtime is over. All I need is inside of me. I am enough and now I see, I will reach my destiny. I don't need your permission. Yes, I'm on a mission. I'll win. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Now listen, I want y'all to repeat after me, okay? Because we're going to make some declarations in here today.
Good stuff today, right? Starting with Sir Charles Carey and moving on to Miss Nina B, the queen of LinkedIn. Sir Charles talking about radiating the brain, and our Nina B talking about LinkedIn and the power of leveraging those connections. And now we're moving on to something that all of you who are in business should be thinking about, talking about, figuring out. And if you don't know it, you should be getting an expert to help you. And that's why we have our next guest here. Her name is Monique Smith of M&B Accounting Services. She has worked in the tax profession for 16 years, working with high net worth individuals, corporations, and small businesses. She enjoys helping people by explaining the tax law and working through certain challenges. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. I appreciate the opportunity.
So accounting and numbers and all of that stuff, Chad, that's the kind of stuff that be giving me a headache and give a lot of entrepreneurs and small business owners a headache.
Yes.
Where did you develop this love for numbers and accounting, and how did you get started on this path where now you're 16 years in?
You know what? I had a very interesting story. So coming out of high school, I was given bad information, doing work study, saying you can file exempt if you're a student. And that's only true to a certain point if you're under a certain income. At that point in time, I had worked so many hours, I went over the income threshold. And when my mom had to claim me, and I realized that I owed $1,000 between federal and state taxes. And this was early 2000. This was like around 2000, like, oh my gosh. So I said, you know what? I just happened to be graduating that year. And I said, I'm not going to go to prom because I knew that I wanted to be able to save the money that I did have to go to college. I knew my mom, being a single mom, didn't have it. And not really knowing about faith the way I know now and believing in it, I said, God, please allow me to understand about taxes so that I can help and educate people and really help them. That was 18 years ago, and through that, I started off in public accounting, so I worked on individuals, corporations, nonprofits, partnerships, and most of my clients made anywhere from $200,000 to $15 million, and you really learned about how high net worth individuals view taxes, how they really believe in tax planning, how you just do not need to be a W-2 in a business, but you need to have dividends and interest. You need to have some gains and losses, a rental property, and how all of that matters. So I then created M&B Accounting Services to really help out a lot of our own, because working in public accounting, the average person will spend anywhere from $2,000 to as much as $50,000 to get their taxes done. But if you're making millions of dollars, you're like, I want to make sure everything is taken care of. So there, it comes from a level of passion. My background went from working in public accounting to working in corporate for the last 13 years. And even now working in corporate, I work for a $4 billion company in corporate tax. But I realized really helping individuals, helping them to understand taxes where we're kind of nervous and we're afraid to talk about, is my true passion. It's more so like saving my company millions of dollars is not the same as being able to help someone that was given bad information and really being able to get that burden lifted off of their shoulders.
I love it. Well, I love that you have that passion. We already have one question in the group, in the feed on Facebook, and I'm going to ask that question. The question is, do you write off your gas or do you write off your mileage? That's the question that's coming in through Facebook Live.
If you are a business, then yes, you can write off your gas and your mileage. And when I say a business, do you have an EIN number? Are you actually tracking it? Don't tell me that, you had 25,000 miles and you don't have no support for it. A lot of people don't want to keep the book. Okay, I understand that. So I would suggest to you certain apps, and all you have to do is turn that app on, and it will track your mileage for you throughout the year. Then all you have to do is export it to me. If you are bad about keeping certain receipts, okay, go back through your bank statement, go back through your credit cards, because I'll tell you, I'm not wearing orange for you. So there will be legitimate things that I want, support to be able to substantiate. Because there were certain things that I'm required of as a professional go through with the IRS, and there are legal and tactful ways to do it, and I'm more than willing to spend the time with you and help you understand that. So absolutely, I always look at everyone's situation is different and unique, but as long as you are transparent, then we can definitely help you.
So does that answer the question? And I don't know if her question is, can you write off gas or I think she's saying, which one do you do? The gas or the mileage?
You can do both.
You can do both. You guys hear that?
You can do both.
So she said you can do both, author Jewel, the gas and the mileage. Come on now. If y'all have questions, you better ask them now, because otherwise it's going to cost you a fee. All right. So get it free while she's on the radio show. So talk about that, because I find that is very important, that people sometimes want to take these shortcuts and it sound good and it look good and the numbers look good. But let me tell you, IRS will come back with a vengeance and do an audit, and you get audited and don't have the proof, you got an issue. Talk about the importance of having the proof and the paperwork and of everything that you're trying to write off.
It is absolutely important, and the reason for that is because you don't want to get yourself in a situation where you've overstated expenses and you can't justify it, because then that brings vulnerability. And at the end of the day, I don't look at the IRS as someone bad and negative. These are people who have an obligation to do their jobs. And at the end of the day, as long as you're keeping the necessary receipts and tracking things correctly and being open and honest, there are tactful ways and ways that you can do tax planning. So one of the things that I realized is that for some people that may not always want to do QuickBooks, I have a spreadsheet that already is pre-populated to track your income monthly. It'll give you a summary quarterly, all of your expenses. Sometimes, depending on a certain business profession and what they offer, I might customize it a little bit. But the reason why I like it, because then that gives you a general idea. Okay, so in the winter months, you know, we'll take catering for example. In the winter months, it's a little slower, but come April and October, it's going to kick up. I see my income go here, I see my expenses go here, but then they kind of fall down a little bit. So then that allows you to not only prepare you for taxes, but to use it as a financial tool to kind of prepare you for the year. Okay, well, we might not be able to take a vacation here, or we might not be able to invest into certain assets in our business right at this point in time, but during this time we can.
Right.
So really understanding how all of those things can be connected is what I really want people to think about. I tell people, I said, look, taxes is not just call me once a year and like, oh, hey, I got my paperwork. No, let's communicate. Some people will say, you know, I had this hardship. I want to take money out of my 401k. Okay, well, if you were going to do that, make sure you have those taxes come out. Like, I really try to discourage that.
Yeah.
I prefer you not do that. I hope that's like a last alternative. But if you have to, okay, give me a phone call. Let's figure out. I will tell you, this is how much you need to take out, because then the next year, I don't want you saying, oh, I owe all this money.
Right.
So
because
that's
you didn't handle it when you took the money out.
Exactly.
I love that. And that's what you're referring to as tax
Yes,
planning.
tax
So it's
planning.
not just it's the end of January, I got my statements, and now I got to go file my taxes. There should be some tax planning
Yes.
that is involved. So we have a couple other questions. One is, what about business client lunches and dinners? What's the rules on that?
Okay, so.
And then I think you answered this one. What do you suggest as a valid tracker for such expenditures? You said QuickBooks or you have a system.
QuickBooks, if you are going to do mileage, download is several different apps that you can use, and that also will include tracking. You could put your gas in there. You could put repairs if you're making any repairs and you're using your vehicle for business purposes. Now, don't say that, oh, I use it once or twice a month. I want to know legitimate. Like, you travel a lot, so that is something that you can include in there. But I would say QuickBooks is good, or if you don't feel as comfortable with using that, just have a conversation. Say, hey, to your accountant, do you have certain tools that I could use that can personalize and assist me so that I can keep on track with different items?
Awesome. And then what about the business?
You said the meals?
Business client lunches and dinners. What are the rules?
Okay, so new tax law, 2018, with meals are still 50% deductible. So let's say you go out for dinner, you spend $100, only 50% of that you can write off for tax purposes. Under the new the new tax laws, entertainment is no longer deductible. So let's say you decide you want to take your client to a Wizards game or golf. That entertainment piece is no longer deductible.
Y'all hear? You getting the juice right here. You better pay attention.
Yes.
We got like 6 minutes left. Y'all better ask the questions. Ask the damn questions now while it's free. You hear what I'm saying? The entertainment piece is no longer applicable, but the lunches and the dinner, you said, is 50%.
Yes.
50%, y'all. Meals. Thank you, Sheena. Yes. She
Yes.
said 50% deductible. Somebody asked me a question the other day. Let me add two questions that people ask me all the time.
Okay.
And I always defer. Please don't ask me financial questions because I'm not an accountant and I'm not advising anybody on anything financial, right? That's always my answer. I'm a business owner. I'm not an accountant and I'm not giving you any financial advice. But two questions. A couple people have asked, can you write off clothing that you wear? Let's say you're a speaker. Can you write off any of the clothing that you purchase if you're going to speak at an event? And then somebody asked me, while you answer that, I'll try to remember the other question that somebody asked me recently. And I was like, I'm not an accountant. I can't give you any financial advice.
Now, and that's more so, it really comes down to the trade or business that you're in. Because, for example, yes, a speaker would be applicable to write off clothes. Just like if you're an entertainer, if you're a singer or a dancer, those clothes, the makeup you have to buy to look a certain kind of way, because you're doing that for your profession. And that's part of looking a certain kind of way. Even if you are an athlete, you have to go to the gym and you have to maintain a certain level of fitness. So those kind of things will be tailored to the person and more so their profession. So that's why I'm always, when I meet new clients, I said, look, I like to meet with you 45 minutes to an hour just to understand what is it that you do, and talk to me and be okay with saying, okay, these are different things that I have going on, because as you're talking to them, like, oh, well, did you think about this? Did you think about that? And that's where, you know, again, the whole tax planning and keeping those lines of communication open are really helpful.
I love it. I love it. I think it's fantastic advice. Everybody is loving it on Facebook Live. I know those who are watching through VoxWave.com. We're going to have you come back and do like a whole, like I was saying, a whole half segment, like 30-minute segment, because I know people have a lot of questions. And here's the thing I really want to touch on is I want you to talk about people's fear about facing it, because, you know, when you're scared to look at something, that can hinder you from moving forward, but you need to. So talk about the importance of facing it, and I think if they get somebody who is knowledgeable and an expert like you, but also who's not judgmental. I know people who are in accounting business, and I would never take my business to them because their tone is judgmental. The way that they say things is judgmental. I'm like, I'm not bringing my business to you. Suppose it is jacked up. I don't want to be judged because it's jacked up.
No, you don't.
So talk about that.
I think for me, because I've been in that situation, it's a little differently. Because I will say, being in the tax profession is still predominantly not us. And I'll give you an example. When I started out in public accounting, I think my incoming class was 50 new students. It was only 3 of me.
Wow.
So just knowing that it's more like you're always having to prove yourself. And I always felt like, you know what? If I'm here to learn this information, I'm going to share it with my community and really just give people a level of, I'm not going to say being vulnerable, but pretty much being comfortable, because I think sometimes when you go into the certain other companies like a Jackson Hewitt or H&R Block, it's more like, okay, let's just get your paperwork, let's rush. You know, you're just another number, you're just another item line on the income statement. And for me, I want you to feel like, no, this is us starting an actual relationship. I want to be able to help you. I want to be able to coach you, because for me, I feel like that's my gift. I went through a discipleship about 2 years ago at my church, and I didn't realize that we got to the end of the class and they said, what do you have to take this assessment to know what your spiritual gifts are? And I took it, and they said, my spiritual gifts are helping, teaching, and exhortation, the will to comfort others. I was like, oh, wow, that's why. So I was like, that's why it comes from a different place. And I'll tell you, there are some accountants that are very quirky. There are times I have my red pencil behind my ear. I have my, ruler and everything. But for the most part, I really do try to break it down so someone can understand and not feel like, oh, my gosh, you have this huge weight on your shoulder and you don't know where to go.
I love that. I love your spirit. I love your energy. I love everything about what I'm feeling. I'm really big on energy. Like, most people know that. Like, it's people your energy speaks for you before you ever open your mouth. And it's a good energy. So real quick, because we're down to like our last 2 minutes, someone says, can you have your kids stop trying to get free stuff off your kid. Can you have your kids working for you, paying, and by checking out allowance, can that be a business expense write-off if they're helping you pass out business cards, something about an employee? I'm not getting the whole question, but does that make any sense to you? Maybe you should connect with with Monique beyond today, and she can answer those questions, because unfortunately we are out of time. And we got to get out of here for the next person who's coming on. But tell people, how do they connect with you if they do want a consultation? Whether it's through consultation or whether it's through social media, how do they stay connected?
So I am on Instagram, MB Accounting. I will say my page it might be boring to some people. I just mainly post tax information. Once tax season is a little bit over and not so crazy, I'll be starting my Tax Tips Tuesday again. So just giving you information every Tuesday. So please come on and follow us. If you like, you can reach out and DM me, and I will be more than glad to work with you, assist you. And I want you to know, is no need to be nervous. It's just a matter of taking that first step and getting everything together. I'll tell you, I just helped out someone who hadn't filed in 10 years. And I felt bad because she had been a breast cancer survivor. And I was like, you know what? It's okay. We're going to work it out. So there is no situation that cannot be worked out. So
I love it. And what's the Instagram handle?
MB Accounting.
Awesome. So as in Mary, B as in boy, accounting on Instagram. And she said that you can DM her, because there are some people on Instagram like, don't DM me. That is not the way I'm doing business. But she said that you can DM. And if it's somebody who knows that, look, everything you said, I need your help. I don't need to go through the Instagram.
Yes.
I need you. How do they get to your company?
Yes, I'll give you also my email is mbaccts1040@gmail.com. I'm in the process of updating my website to make it more mobile friendly, because I found people weren't going to it. And now that's the whole thing, mobile friendly.
Absolutely.
So that will be fully up by the end of March.
Somebody said, what's her info again? Okay, so you're going to follow her on Instagram, guys, at MB Accounting. M as in Mary, B as in boy, accounting. And then if you want to connect with her directly, you're going to send an email to mbaccts1040@gmail.com. Somebody could type that in the feed. That would be great. That way, those who go back and look at the replay, they will have that, as well as those who watch the replay. Again, mbaccts for accounts 1040@gmail.com. Could somebody help me out and type that in the feed before we go? mbaccts1040@gmail.com. Closing thoughts, and one more time how they can follow you, and that's it. We'll do it. You got us excited. We all excited.
Closing thoughts. I will say the new tax laws are not as favorable. I will say you really need to spend time with understanding them. The biggest thing is the new change with the state taxes and the property taxes, where it's capped at $10,000, and being in Prince George County, paying a nice hefty amount in property taxes and also state taxes, you really need to understand how that will impact you. So please reach out. We'll be more than glad to help you. There's no need to be fearful of taxes. You just need to get someone that you trust, and we'll work it out for you.
Awesome. I love it.
Thank you.
Yes. So the correct one is what an author, Lynette Jewell, just posted. mbaccts1040.
Yes.
1040@gmail.com. Thank you so much for
Yes,
being with us.
thank
We're going to have you back,
Yes.
because clearly this is juicy, 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 and a lot of us need this. So thank you for being here. Guys, thank you for being here with us on Impact the World Radio. We will be here again. Well, actually, we were supposed to be switching to a new platform. Not platform. We'll still be here, but we're going to be here the fourth Wednesday of every month. So we won't be here every Wednesday anymore. Why? Because my life is just busy, crazy. God has me impacting lives all over the world. I'm traveling. I'm touching lives. And I got to go where he sends me. So we're not going to stop the show, but what we're going to be doing is moving to a once-a-month platform here. The fourth Wednesday of every month we'll be here. So we'll see you the fourth Wednesday of March. Until then, be amazing and keep using your unique gift to impact the world.
We have powerful words. We have powerful minds. We use our voices and freedom takes flight. And we're ready to work. We're ready to win. We have a strategy, and now we can begin. We are standing bolder, shoulder to shoulder. Playtime is over. Playtime is over. Now you are a champion. God is my witness. Imperfect perfection. Living my mission and will.